Hey, so Apple just dropped some numbers that honestly made a lot of people do a double take, and trust me, you're going to want to hear this. Apple is absolutely on fire right now, and the two big reasons behind it are the iPhone 17 and a market that many people wrote off not too long ago, China. Let's break down exactly what's going on, because this story is a lot more interesting than just another tech company making money. So first, let's talk about the iPhone 17. This device has been a genuine game-changer for Apple in terms of driving sales momentum. After a period where some analysts were scratching their heads wondering if the iPhone upgrade cycle had slowed down, the iPhone 17 came in and basically proved everyone wrong. Consumers are buying it, and they're buying it in big numbers. The combination of design upgrades, improved camera systems, and performance boosts gave people a real reason to open their wallets and make the switch from older models. And when Apple gets that upgrade cycle humming again, the revenue impact is enormous because the iPhone still accounts for the majority of Apple's total sales. We're talking about the single most important product in their lineup, and right now it's delivering. But here's the part of this story that I find genuinely fascinating: China. Not too long ago, there was serious concern about Apple's position in the Chinese market. Competition from local brands like Huawei was intensifying, geopolitical tensions were creating uncertainty, and some reports suggested Chinese consumers were turning away from American tech brands. There was even talk that government employees in China were being discouraged from using iPhones. So for Apple to come out now with strong China sales numbers, that is a significant turnaround, and it really tells you something about the enduring appeal of the Apple brand even in a complicated market. China remains one of Apple's most critical revenue regions. We're talking about a market with hundreds of millions of potential customers, a massive and growing middle class, and a deep-rooted culture of brand loyalty once a company earns that trust. Apple has clearly worked hard to maintain its foothold there, and right now, it seems to be paying off. The iPhone 17 appears to be resonating with Chinese consumers in a way that's giving Apple's overall numbers a real boost. Now, zoom out for a second and think about what this means for Apple as a company. Tim Cook and his team have faced a lot of questions over the past couple of years, questions about innovation, about growth plateaus, about whether Apple could keep delivering the kind of results that made it the most valuable company on the planet. These latest sales figures are essentially Apple's answer to all of those questions, and it's a pretty confident answer. There's also a broader story here about the global tech landscape. Apple's surge comes at a time when a lot of tech companies are still navigating economic uncertainty, higher interest rates, and shifting consumer spending habits. The fact that Apple is managing to push through all of that noise and post strong numbers suggests that premium consumer electronics, when done right, still have enormous demand worldwide. And look, this isn't just a win for Apple shareholders. It signals something about consumer confidence, about how people are still willing to invest in technology that genuinely improves their daily lives, even when budgets are tighter than usual. So where does Apple go from here? With the iPhone 17 driving momentum and China contributing meaningfully to the bottom line, the foundation looks solid. But the real question worth sitting with is this: in a world where competition is fiercer than ever and geopolitics can flip a market overnight, can Apple keep this streak going, or is this just a bright moment before the next big challenge arrives?